Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the English class. We will begin with a prayer. Going forward, I think if it is the first session in the morning, we will start the session with a prayer. Who is the singer here? We have Stacy here. Stacy, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So we will begin with your prayer.
जगदीश्वर वन्दे जगदीश्वर पूजित पराल मराल माँ अनवरदं वन्दे अनवरदं वन्दे अनवरदं वन्दे ॐ जगदीश्वर सदा विचिन्मय जगदीश्वर वन्दे जगदीश्वर वन्दे
Okay, thank you. So in the last class, we had discussed the Memoir, formal குறிப்பு, which is titled American Girl in an Indian Home. So let me take up the text. I'm having a problem with my computer. That is why there is a slight delay. My Windows program is not working. So I'm working on Ubuntu now. I'm unable to connect on Windows. That's why. Okay, do you have the text with you? Does everybody have a text with you? Because I cannot, I am unable to share the text. Text ഉണ്ടോ നിങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിൽ? I have the text with me, but I want to know whether you also have the text with you.
സർ PDF ഉണ്ട്.
അത് മതി. But I don't know whether everybody will be able to access.
PDF എല്ലാവരുടെ അടുത്തുണ്ട്.
Okay. It's not sharing. Okay, so we were discussing the story. I will not waste much time on this. We will go to the rest of the chapter. So in the last class we discussed the experience that the author remembers with this American girl called Marissa. She had come to Baroda on a student exchange program for a 9-month stay, which was arranged by the Rotary Club there. And the experience of the author is the theme of the narration. His daughter, the author's daughter, that is Rana, his author's name is S.K. Rana. His daughter Gayatri was the classmate of Marissa, and she used to come home and tell experiences that they had in their class with Marissa. That is, sometimes she would cry because of homesickness, and at other times they had a lot of fun with Marissa when she tried to speak in Gujarati, so which is not a familiar language for her, she being an American. So these were the experiences that Gayatri used to come home and tell the narrator, the author. Slowly, Marissa started coming to their house, and they became very friendly with Marissa. And Gayatri told the family that Marissa is able to play the flute. So Gayatri's father, the narrator, asked her, "Why don't you play the flute for us?" So she immediately sat down on the floor and pulled out the flute from her bag and started playing it without any hesitation. So this created a great impression upon the narrator, because she was a professor's daughter coming from a very affluent, very rich country, the United States, the US. Yet she had no ego of any sort that how will I play the flute in front of an audience, or any such hesitation, not even any hesitation in sitting on the floor while they all were sitting on the sofa listening to her performance. And after some days, Marissa came and asked the narrator whether she can come and stay there with them. The mother, that is the narrator's wife, objected to it, not because she had anything against Marissa, but because they had space constraints in their house. There were just 2 bedrooms, and there were 5 members in the family, and the eldest daughter was recently married. Her in-laws are coming next week, and the family finances were also not very good because of the recent marriage of her daughter. So that is why the mother objected to Marissa staying there. She did not say it, but signaled by hand without Marissa noticing it that she should not be permitted. But the narrator was called Bapuji by Marissa, and this created a great impression upon the narrator that he immediately agreed without even knowledge. The text says that he involuntarily agreed. Without his knowledge, he agreed to the suggestion of Marissa. So this is what happened in the story. And Then what happened? Then Marisa had uh, learned to adjust herself with the home when she came here. She was so easily adjusting with the members of the family. She cooperated in the household work. She participated as a member of the family. She never behaved like a guest in the house. She behaved like a member of the family, taking involvement in every task, including preparing the beds at night and taking the clothes for laundry, etc. She washed her own clothes. Like that, she never caused any burden to the family. So that was a character in Marisa that the author appreciated. She once even went to the vegetable shop, the greengrocer, and bought vegetables without getting cheated by the vendor. And after this stage, when she went back, they exchanged gifts. Marisa gave some gifts to the family. The family also gifted some clothes to Marisa. But even after they parted, even after they separated, they remembered Marisa with a great deal of love and admiration. And in the previous Christmas, Marisa had sent a, a card, a greeting card, where she has added a photo of her, and on back of that, she has signed her name in Gujarati. So this is the story. So let us look at the questions. There are some short answer questions. Try and see whether you can answer them. Who was Marisa? Who was Marisa?
Marissa was an American girl who was at the age of 17. Mm, okay.
Exactly, Aisa. Marisa was an American girl around 17 years old, and that is it. Why had Marisa come to Baroda?
In a student exchange program.
Exactly. She had come in a student exchange program. She had come for a 9 month stay arranged by the local Rotary Club. How did Marisa react to the suggestion of a flute recital? How did she respond to the suggestion of a flute recital?
She suddenly sat down and started using her flute. I mean,
Yeah. She immediately started playing the flute by sitting on the floor. What made a deep impression on the narrator?
so even though she was
She called him Babuji.
a daughter of a professor and she came from a big country like America, then she sat down. All those other family members were sitting in sofas, but she sat down and played the flute. That made an impression in the narrator.
That's right, Gauri. Adina was saying something. Adina, you were saying?
Sir, uh, she called him Babuji.
Exactly. That's also right. So that may left a great impression on the narrator. Though the wife was signaling to him not to permit, but because Marisa called him Bapuji, that left a very great impression upon the narrator. Why did the narrator's wife object to Marisa staying with them?
Because they had a small house and there were so many members in the family, and their daughter's in-laws are coming the next week, so she hesitated.
Exactly. What made the narrator decide in Marisa's favor? Even though the wife objected, why did he agree?
Marissa called him Bapuji.
Yes, that's why.
That
So
made him impressed.
that made him. The character of Marisa, she was simple. She didn't have any ego. She was joyful. At the same time, she had homesickness. So that's why the music that she played while they asked him to, I mean, they asked her to play the flute. The music was mixed with the happiness and sadness. Happiness because she likes to, likes this family, she likes these people. Sadness because she is separated from her home. So she is a very good person. She is able to uh, interact with all. She doesn't have any kind of inhibitions in interacting with people. And she is a person who everybody would like to be with. That is the character of Manisha. She becomes friendly with everybody easily. The next question is, these are all paragraph questions. The next question is, how did Marisa adjust herself to the Indian home? There are so many people here. Why are all these people silent? Let me call somebody and ask. Oh. Sajida, are you there? Sajida PK.
Sir.
Please tell me what is it. The question is, how did Marisa adjust?
She washed her own clothes. Um,
Yes. Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. She washed her own clothes. Then what else she did many other things. Yes, ne? She helped with the work in the house. Did it? She was ready to prepare the beds at night. She helped in giving the clothes for laundry. And she also went to the market to purchase vegetables without being cheated by the vendor. So these are the ways in which she adjusted herself to the Indian home. How did Marisa win the heart of the narrator? How did she win the heart of the narrator?
she calls him Babuji.
Yes, she
Um,
called him Babuji.
and she's from America.
Yes, she is a professor's daughter.
But she sit in the floor and play the flute in front of
Played the flute.
the family members.
Yes, that is correct. Okay. The next is vocabulary section. Words, words, words. Read the text and choose one word substitutes for the following. Passing quickly. There is a one word for this in the text. What is it?
Fleeting.
That is correct, Nakshatra. Fleeting is correct. The next word, next set of words is a very brief look. A very brief look. എന്താണ്? ഫ്ലീറ്റിംഗ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള വാക്കാണ്. ഫ്ലീറ്റിംഗിന്റെ ഒപ്പം തന്നെ ടെക്സ്റ്റിലുള്ള വാക്കാണത്.
Glimpse.
യെസ്, ഗ്ലിംസ്, ഗ്ലാൻസ്. ഗ്ലിംസ് എന്നാണ് അതിലല്ലേ ടെക്സ്റ്റില്?
Glimpse.
That is correct. Something that makes one feel helpless. Something that makes one feel helpless. Yes, Varsha, that's right. Overwhelmed. Astonished or embarrassed.
Impression ആണോ?
പ്രശ്നമല്ല. I have also not found the word. കണ്ടുപിടിക്കണം.
Endearing. Is that endearing?
Endearing ഇതല്ലേ, ലവിങ് എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് ആയിഷ. Endearing means loving. I don't think there is any word close to it. The only word which can be some way close to it is excited. പക്ഷെ അത് അസ്റ്റോണിഷ്ഡ് എന്നുള്ളതിൽ വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറ്റും, പക്ഷെ എംബാരസ്ഡ് എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് അതിൽ പറ്റില്ല. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് വേറെ കിട്ടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നോക്കാം. So for the time being we will settle with that.
Sir, admirable പറ്റില്ലേ?
അഡ്മിറബിൾ അസ്റ്റോണിഷ്ഡും എംബാരസ്ഡ് രണ്ട് മീനിങ്ങും ഇല്ല. പക്ഷെ ഈ എക്സൈറ്റഡിൽ അസ്റ്റോണിഷ്ഡ് എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് ഏതെങ്കിലും വരും. Okay. The next one is not done intentionally.
Involuntarily.
Involuntarily.
Yes. Yes. Nakshatra and Gauri. Involuntary, correct. Involuntary. A public performance of a music or song.
Recital.
Yes, that's right, Aisha. Recital. The next one is a desert or other area not used by people.
Wilderness.
Yes, it is wilderness. Wilderness ആണ് correct. WILD is pronounced as wild. WILD wild എന്നാണ് പ്രൊനൗൺസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, പക്ഷേ WILDERNESS is pronounced as wilderness. രണ്ടിനും pronunciation difference ഉണ്ട്. Though the root word is the same, when there is a suffix added, the pronunciation of the word changes. So WILD is wild, but WILDERNESS is wilderness. Okay. Choose the appropriate words from the list to fill in the blanks. So I'll give you the list here. During the Second World War, the British soldiers were dashed by the German army.
Sir, overwhelmed ആണോ?
Yes, Gauri, overwhelmed തന്നെയാണ്. Mahatma Gandhi's speech at Calcutta was so dashed that the crowd promised to give up violence.
Frugal.
Frugal means simple. Using less money എന്നൊക്കെയുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലാണ്. അത് പൈസ അധികം ഇല്ലാത്തത് കൊണ്ട് ലളിതമാക്കിയത് എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥം. വെറുതെ സിമ്പിൾ എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് ആണെങ്കിൽ പറ്റുമായിരുന്നു, പക്ഷെ ഫ്രൂഗലിന് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു അർത്ഥമുണ്ട്. അതായത് ഇപ്പം സാമ്പത്തികമായിട്ട് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് ചിലവ് ചുരുക്കി എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലാണ്. സ്പീച്ചിന് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ചിലവ് ചുരുക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യം വരുന്നില്ല. The last word in the list would be endearing, loving. For this one, that will be suitable. If you are dash, you can save money for the future.
Frugal.
Frugal.
That is right. Frugal. Thomas Hardy faithfully dashed the life of the rural people of the 19th century in his novels.
Depicts.
Exactly. Depicts. Depict means to show. Depict means to show. Dash leads to nervous breakdown.
അല്ല.
Fleeting.
No.
നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്തല്ലോ ഇല്ലേ? ഫ്രൂഗൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്തു. ഫ്ലീറ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ പാസിംഗ് എന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. Did Nishida say something?
ഞാൻ ഫ്ലീറ്റിംഗ് പറഞ്ഞത് അതല്ലല്ലോ.
അല്ലല്ല, അത് പാസിംഗ് എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് ആണ്. ഇവിടെ സ്യൂട്ടബിൾ ആവുന്നത് ടു എക്സേർട്ട് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ടു എക്സേർട്ട് ലീഡ്സ് ടു നെർവസ് ബ്രേക്ക് ഡൗൺ. This is something everybody would be able to say. Children who are separated from parents and admitted in hospitals get dashed for a while and
Homesick.
yes. Okay, Aparna Ashokan, that is right. Homesickness. All earthly pleasures are dash reached. Fleeting. നിലനിൽക്കാത്തത്, നശ്വരമായതാണ് ഫ്ലീറ്റിംഗ്. So the next exercise is derive the adverbs. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ ചിലത് വേർബ്സ് ഉണ്ട്, നൗൺ ഫോംസ് ഉണ്ട്, അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. ഇതിനെയൊക്കെ അഡ്വേർബ് ആക്കി മാറ്റണം. സോ normally, what is an adverb? Adverb is defined as a word that qualifies. What is an adjective? അങ്ങനെ qualifying words ആണ് adjectiveും adverbs. വിശേഷണ പദങ്ങളാണ് രണ്ടും. മലയാളത്തിലെ വിശേഷണം എന്ന് പറയും. അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവും adverbും വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കുന്നതാണ്, ക്വാളിഫൈയിങ് വേർഡ്സ്. അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവ് എന്തിനാണ് ക്വാളിഫൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത്?
Noun.
Therefore it is called, yes Bama, therefore it is called നാമവിശേഷണം. മലയാളത്തിലെ അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവിനെ വിളിക്കുന്ന പേരാണ് നാമവിശേഷണം. നാമത്തിന് മാത്രമേ അതിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ, ഒരു സാധനത്തിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. പക്ഷേ അഡ്വേർബ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിന് ഒരുപാട് മൂന്ന് കാര്യങ്ങളെ, കൃത്യം എണ്ണം പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ 3 കാര്യങ്ങളെ അതിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പം അതിനെ ക്രിയാവിശേഷണം എന്നാണ് അഡ്വേർബിനെ പറയുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് അതിനെ അഡ്വേർബ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. വേർബിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലാണ് അഡ്വേർബ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ വേർബിനെ മാത്രമല്ല, പിന്നെ എന്തിനെയൊക്കെ അതിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റും? വേറെ 2 സാധനങ്ങളും കൂടി വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ക്രിയാവിശേഷണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിന് ക്രിയയെ മാത്രമല്ല, വേറെ 2 സാധനങ്ങളും കൂടി വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഇതിനൊക്കെയാണെന്നറിയാം. ക്രിയാവിശേഷണത്തിന് വേറെ എന്തിനെയൊക്കെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റും? അഡ്ജക്റ്റീവിന് ഒരെണ്ണത്തിനെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ, നാമത്തിനെ മാത്രമേ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. പക്ഷേ അഡ്വേർബ് ക്യാൻ ക്വാളിഫൈ ഓർ ഡിഫൈൻ 2 other things also. Along with verb, can also, depending on different situations, can also qualify an adjective or another adverb. അങ്ങനെ 3 കാര്യങ്ങൾ. ഒന്ന് verb, then adverb, adjective. 3നെയും ഒരു adverbന്, അതായത് മറ്റൊരു adverbനെ പോലും ക്വാളിഫൈ ചെയ്യാൻ adverbന് പറ്റും. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, he walked fast എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിൽ ആ വാക്കിനെ ക്വാളിഫൈ ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് ഫാസ്റ്റ്. ഫാസ്റ്റ് ഒരു അഡ്വേർബാണ്. he walked very fast എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ ഫാസ്റ്റ് എന്ന അഡ്വേർബിനെ ക്വാളിഫൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന മറ്റൊരു അഡ്വേർബാണ് വെരി. സോ an adverb can qualify another adverb. It can qualify an adjective also. For example, the rose is very beautiful. Beautiful is an adjective. That adjective is qualified by the adverb very. So this is an adverb. So how to form the adverbs? Uh, very is an adverb. So like that, there are many other adverbs, but the largest number of adverbs are formed by adding ly. ഒരുപാട് അഡ്വേർബ്സ് എൽ വൈ വെച്ച് ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പം നമുക്ക് വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ആൻഡ് ഈസി വേ ടു ഫൈൻഡ് ഔട്ട് ദ അഡ്വേർബ് ഫോംസ് ഓഫ് ദീസ് വേർഡ്സ് ഈസ് ടു ട്രൈ ടു ആഡ് എൽ വൈ. അപ്പോൾ വെറുതെ എൽ വൈ ആഡ് ചെയ്താൽ ചിലപ്പോൾ പറ്റില്ല, അതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ വേറെ ചില ലെറ്റേഴ്സും കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും. So can you form the adverbs of these words? Excite.
Excitedly.
That is right. Excitedly. Prefer.
Preferably.
That is right.
Preferably.
Yes. Next one. Quite.
Quietly.
Yes, Baba, good. Yes. Aparna, quietly. Yes. Home രണ്ട് തവണ എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Homely.
Home.
Yes. Homely. Homely food എന്നൊക്കെ പറയും. Soft.
Softly.
Yes. Energetic.
Energetically.
Yes. Energetically.
Financially.
Financially.
Recently.
Recently. Affectionately is correct. Next is find out the antonyms. What do you mean by antonyms?
Opposite words.
Antonyms are opposite words. Synonyms means words with similar meaning. Synonyms എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ words with similar meaning. അത് സി എന്നുള്ളത് ഓർത്താൽ മതി. Synonyms means words with similar meaning. Antonyms means words with opposite meaning. And find out the antonyms of these words. The antonym of immodest is
Modest.
Modest.
modest means good, well behaved. Immodest means rude. നല്ല behavior അല്ല. Bad good behavior is immodest. Modest means humble and good behavior is modest. Moral, opposite of moral.
Immoral.
Immoral. Opposite of expected.
Unexpected.
Antonym of unethical.
Ethical.
Antonym of destabilized.
Stabilized.
Antonym of merit.
Demerit.
Abarne kondilla ona. Okay. Demerit. അപ്പോൾ മെറിറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഡിമെറിറ്റ്സ് എന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ പറയും. അത് ഗുണങ്ങൾ ചില ഒരു കാര്യത്തിന് ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് ബോത്ത് മെറിറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഡിമെറിറ്റ്സ്, ഗുണവും ദോഷവും. അതാണ് മെറിറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഡിമെറിറ്റ്സ്. ഫിൽ ദ ഗ്യാപ്സ് എന്നാണ് അടുത്ത ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. വരുമോ? ഫിൽ ദ ഗ്യാപ്സ്. റിച്ചർ ദാൻ ദ റിച്ചസ്റ്റ്. അങ്ങനെ മൂന്ന്. അതായത് വി ആർ ടോക്കിംഗ് ഓഫ് കമ്പാരിറ്റീവ് ഫോംസ്. അതായത് സിമ്പിൾ, കമ്പാരിറ്റീവ്, സൂപ്പർലേറ്റീവ്. അങ്ങനെ ദർ ആർ ത്രീ ലെവൽസ് ഓഫ് adjectives. When you talk of adjectives, they are 3 levels of adjective. So happy, happier, happiest എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന പോലെ joy എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ joy എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പോൾ more joyful, most joyful, like that. Old, which are the comparative and superlative.
Older than.
Old,
Oldest.
yes, old, older, oldest. Admirable, so more admirable is the comparative form of admirable, and the superlative form of admirable is
Most.
most admirable. Similarly, the last one is happiest is the superlative form. That is the third form, the highest form. The first two forms are
Happy.
happier. That is happy. When you write the comparative form, the y is changed into I, and then you add er. I മാറ്റിയിട്ടാണ് er. So there is a spelling change which happens when you. There also happens pronunciation changes, but apart from that, there are spelling changes also. So happy ends in a y, but happier doesn't have any y in it. So instead of that y, we have an I in that word. The last part of the exercise with which we will conclude today, you have to describe the difference in meanings. This is very interesting. I will stop with that. It's a very interesting exercise. Describe the difference in meaning. If you look at the spellings, there is no difference, hardly any difference in the spellings. Choice there is not much difference in spellings. All of the, rather the greatest difference is in the way it is punctuated. So this shows the importance of punctuation. With punctuation, the meaning changes. All these 4 terms are different. The 4 terms വ്യത്യസ്തമായിട്ടുള്ള meaning ആണ് because of the punctuation rather than the spelling. So can you tell me the difference in meaning? Okay. First one is daughters-in-laws. അതാണ് ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള വാക്കാണ് അത്. ബാക്കിയുള്ളതൊന്നും ടെക്സ്റ്റിലുള്ളതല്ല.
സർ മകളുടെ ഇൻലോസ്.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി അത് തന്നെയാണ്. അതായത് മകളുടെ ഭർത്താവിൻ്റെ പേരൻസ്. The parents of the daughter's husband are called daughters-in-laws. The parents of the daughter's husband. Generally, in-laws means everybody related to the husband can be called in-laws. For example, we will have sister-in-law, brother-in-law, uncle-in-law. So many in-laws are there. But normally when we talk about in-laws, it just refers to the parents of the spouse. Husband anengil wife inde parents, wife anengil husband inde parents. Spouse is a common term which can be used with both wife and husband. So daughters-in-laws means the in-laws of the husband of the daughter. So that is the first one. This is the sense in which this term is used in the text. Okay, what is the next one? Daughters-in-laws.
സർ 2 ഡോട്ടേഴ്സിന്റെ ഇൻലോസ് അങ്ങനെയാണോ?
Exactly. 2 or 2 daughters, because the apostrophe happens after yes. When you have an apostrophe after yes, it means that it is a plural words possessive case. Possessive case ആണ് ഈ apostrophe s ഇടുന്നത്. Possession ഇപ്പോ if I say Mira's pen, മീര ഉണ്ടോ അവിടെ? Mira, are you there? Mira's pen. Mira apostrophe yes means yes. Mira apostrophe yes എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ മീരയുടെ എന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. കണ്ടു മീര. ഓക്കെ. അപ്പൊ മീരയുടെ എന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. So that apostrophe yes indicates possession. Suppose if I say Mira's apostrophe ആണെങ്കിൽ ഒരുപാട് മീരന്മാരുണ്ട്. അപ്പോഴാണ് മീരാസ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് apostrophe വരുന്നത്. Understand, there is not just one Meera, there are more than one Meera. So then we put apostrophe after S. So here there are more than one daughter. There is more than one daughter. Therefore, അവരുടെയൊക്കെ ഇൻലോസ്, അതായത് അവരുടെയൊക്കെ ഭർത്താക്കന്മാരുടെ പേരൻസിനെയാണ് ഡോട്ടേഴ്സ് അപ്പോസ്ട്രോഫി ഇൻലോസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. I think it is clear to everyone. Third one is daughters in law. അവിടെ അപ്പോസ്ട്രോഫി ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഹൈഫൻസ് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഡോട്ടേഴ്സ് ഇൻ ലോ.
മരുമക്കൾ, ഒന്നിൽ കൂടുതൽ പേര്.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി. യെസ്, ഒന്നിൽ കൂടുതൽ പേരുള്ള മരുമക്കൾ, അതായത് ദ വൈഫ്സ് ഓഫ് യുവർ സൺസ്. ഇഫ് യു ഹാവ് സൺസ്, മോർ ദാൻ വൺ സൺസ്, the wives of your sons are called daughters-in-law. See how the meaning differs. When the wives of your sons, you are going to have sons, those sons will have wives, and those wives will be called daughters-in-law. And the last one is daughter-in-laws.
മരുമകളുടെ,
that is the wife. You are talking about something which belongs to the daughter-in-law. That is the daughter-in-law's dress, the daughter-in-law's baggage, the daughter-in-law's room, the daughter-in-law's books. എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ മകന്റെ മകന്റെ ഭാര്യയുടെ എന്തെങ്കിലും പൊസഷനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് പറയുന്നത്, daughter-in-laws എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So all these four terms, there isn't much difference in spelling except an S here and an S there, but all the difference proceeds from the use in punctuation. So that is what is interesting about punctuation, and that is why we should all be very careful when we use punctuation. Once we get used to the differences, it will be very easy and it will make our writing very clear for others. These punctuations are only visible in writing. So when we write it very observing these punctuation marks, our writing will become more clear. There will be clarity in our writing, and the reader will be able to understand it much better if we use proper punctuation. So that is the importance of punctuation. In the next session, we will move on to the next chapter, chapter 2, which is the conversation 5. So which is the conversation between Priya and Kannan. The next in the series, it is conversation number 5. So we will stop the session for today. So thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.